Good afternoon, Harley from Knowlton North, back up to camp. Hopefully I'm going to meet my carpenter up here for a couple days. I've been sick for like a week and a half and he put his back out, so he's hoping he can show up tomorrow. So I'm going to go on a little ride about, and I finally got everything packed and put away and got ready for the evening, and hopefully I can spend some time on the deck this afternoon in peace and quiet. But I'm gonna go check some cards. I don't know how many, but I'm gonna go change some out. I got a tree down below that fell down. I got this guy to replace it, but I can't put it in until we put the rebar in with some chicken wire around it, or the deer and the moose will just destroy it. So I don't know if I'm going to get that done by myself or not. It's a little project by yourself, but it's a friggin' gorgeous day up here. Today's Monday, the 28th or 29th, I guess. So I'm going to go take a little ride about and see how things look. We was just up here a couple weeks ago and everything looked pretty good, but we still had a lot of wind and the ground and rain. So the ground is still real soft. So hopefully nothing else fell over. We'll take a look around. I actually stopped at the gas station on the way up here, just down in town, and there was a guy working on the roof with a small crew, so I stopped and asked him about coming and looking at finishing my staining for me up in the eaves that I can't get to. He said he might come look at it, so I won't hold my breath, but he seemed like he might actually come look at it, so we'll see. Hopefully he does, because I'd like to get that done. Nice to have it nice and cleaned up for a couple of years, all the same color, nothing faded and falling off. Yeah, but we'll see. The pond is still not only full but overflowing, which I'm not surprised. We got, geez, torrential downpours last weekend. It's good to see it full though. Blind still up, no trees on that. But as you can see, that tree came down, so we'll have to get rid of that, because that's kind of been my way of seeing the deer come out of the trail here. And this thing, man, Kyle and I have been fighting for, Jesus, 4 or 5 years trying to keep this thing up, and just couldn't do it. So this winter we lost the fight. So that's the tree that I'm going to replace if I can get my shovel in the ground. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to see if I can get it in the ground kind of right where I'm sitting. If you're going to plant a tree up here, you got to do it right now while it's still wet and we have rainy season, because there's no way to water it unless we get up here, obviously. So could go 2 months without getting watered if it doesn't rain. So this is the best time of year to do it. And we're still taking a chance, but I'm going to get off and see if I can get a shovel in the ground here. Well, that took about 3 minutes. It's the easiest digging I've ever found up here. Don't tell Kyle or Tommy or Jordan or Shelby or anyone else that I have dig holes when they're here, which is every time they're here, they're digging. It's usually one great big rock pile. So you can see what I got to do here. That doesn't totally keep the moose away, because they can reach up over these, but every couple of years Kyle and I will come up and we'll widen these fences a little bit, and then they have to reach in further. But they're about due. Geez, we just did them last year. So this one's starting to get pretty tall. It's getting close to taking care of itself, but not quite there yet. That's if that one stays up. You can see they're all leaning a little bit. I don't know what the deal is. Then the wind should be pushing them uphill. I mean, the wind never blows the way they're leaning. So hopefully we can keep them alive. This tree was finally getting a good size and getting apples on it, and here we are. So whatever, that's part of having a camp. I hate to say it, but it's part of the fun of having a camp. Gives you some projects. Not that we need more projects, but alright, I got a couple cards right here, so I'm going to change those out. And I just want to throw it out there. I've probably said this before, but I don't know how to edit. I'm not good with computers. The biggest reason I do this channel is just for my family to have in the future. And if people watch it and enjoy it, well, that's a bonus. But I'll basically, as long as I can keep putting clips together on my phone, that's what I'll do. And when my phone stops, I'll be sharing that video. So that video might be 2 minutes, it might be 15 minutes. So if you're looking for a professionally done movie, this isn't the channel. But if you want real life and enjoying life up to camp, well, maybe you'll enjoy it. So that's just a warning to everybody. I understand a lot of people like the, you know, really good edited stuff and everything clipped together good, which I understand. I enjoy that too. I follow a lot of people, but that's just not me, and I can't find anyone to help me do it. So, and my brain just doesn't work that way. So I guess we're gonna get what we get. So let's change a few cards. I'm gonna go down in the swamp down here and get a couple, and then I think we can go around this way, but down in here, you know, where my other blind is swampy, so I might stop at my other blind and then come back and go down the road and go around this way and get my cards on the backside. The road's a big loop around, but this time of year, boy, down here is just, you can't get through there. That's what some of this gravel's for, but hard to get Kyle up here to help me do it. And when he's up here, we can do a lot, two of us, but you know, loading it and lugging it and dumping it and then going down and leveling it by yourself is just, there's no sense in even trying to do it. But when two of us work together, we do pretty good. So I don't know if he'll get up here again this year or not. He's home. He's not gonna be home much this summer, but maybe this fall we'll get up here and do some. We'll see. Pond looks awesome. It's literally overflowing. There's a low spot right here. My son-in-law and I have got to raise up about a foot. Go from that corner right there to roughly where the four-wheeler is, but we can't keep up with these damn weeds and shit in here. Oh, big old froggy just jumped there. I love this thing. Every time I talk about it when we're here, my wife reminds me how much it cost, but I'd do it again. It's worth every penny. I want to get a little wharf in here and have a little couple paddle boats or small kayaks or something for the grandkids to get in here and play around with when it's hot. We used to go swimming in here, but we found some leeches. I don't know how the hell they got here, off the ducks probably, because we have ducks come in. Ducks and geese and cranes and all those folks. But it's nice and clear. I mean, you can see over there in the corner, that's where it comes in. All the water comes down off the hill. Not of the hill, it came out right there. So we found the spot. This is all woods. And it was almost like a little hole in the woods, and the water was bubbling up. The contractor said, yeah, that's where you want to build your pond. And you can see how wet it is. The stone over there. You can literally actually see the water dripping in from here. I don't know if you can on the phone, but so it comes in there and goes out over here. So it has a pretty good movement, you know, plus the wind's always blowing through here, blowing around. There's animals in here. So all right, let me change this card. Good spot. The animals like it tucked away in here. Unfortunately, it gets really hot out in the summers up here. Probably 3/4 of the summers this thing gets really low when it starts getting warm and drying up. If it didn't, I'd try to put some fish in here, but they just wouldn't make it. Plus, I don't know if you can or not anyway. Who the hell knows? There's so many laws. But on to the next one. I know I've showed this 100 times in all my other videos, but this is our little pond down in the woods. And this is my favorite by far. Beautiful. You can see here the sun pounds right in. The sun pounds right in down here all day. And it's now like 5 o'clock, and it's just getting so it's getting over into the trees. And if we take a couple of them down, actually, that bigger trees, we'd get rid of them leaves, and we'd have more sun in here. But this is where the overflow from the pond comes. It comes down along the side of the road, and then we've got a culvert under here. And then we've got a ditch from up there. There's an old trail up through there and up through there. And at all three places comes down and comes into this. So this goes out the other end, but this is almost always overflowing. This usually has a pretty good amount of water in it, whereas down here so low. Yeah, this is my favorite. Animals loved in here. I finally got a good place for a camera down here, finally. I had my buddy come and widen out all the trails for me, and went out back far enough to get to this maple right here, and it's been the perfect spot. It's what I've been waiting for about 10 years. I had cameras all around this pond, but I just couldn't get the angles right. I'd miss everything. So now it works good. Great time of year down in here though. There's another road we got to clean up. I got to get that big rock out of there. And this cuts right, my big circle that goes around, this cuts right through the middle of it. But we don't use it because on the other side there's a bunch of rocks, right? Like 20 rocks the size of a basketball in the road. We got to get out of there. So hopefully get the excavator up here and do that. Who knows when? Sometime. This is where the water from the small pond comes out. Feeds its way through the trees and out between them rocks right there. So when we build this road up, we're going to put a little culvert under there. And we're thinking about going out there maybe 100 feet and digging another little pond and run it into that. So see how easy it is to get projects at camp? You don't even have to try. So you can see how iffy this is. I could get through that, but I don't want to bang the hell out of the bottom of the machine, and if by some chance I didn't get through it, I'm here by myself, so it'll be fun trying to get it out. We don't have a winch on this thing yet, so that's why I'm going to skip and go around the other side. My next camera's now 400 or 500 yards that way, and then there's a couple more out there, but I'm going to go around the other way and get them. So hopefully the camera still works. We're doing good so far. Nothing crashed down on the blind yet. That cedar tree right there is falling down and it's caught on some other stuff. We got to get that off before it goes the wrong way. Get that cut down. But other than that, things are looking good. What a gorgeous day up here. Pretty good flow coming out of our little overflow pipe. Last time I was here, I kicked the leaves out of the way so it would actually get down the side of the road, not out into the road. But that's pretty good flow. And that's not that big a pond, really. You figure that flow 24 hours straight, that's a lot of water. I haven't been down in here since last fall, so I'm excited to get these cameras. These cameras are really busy down here since they pretty much clear cut 50 acres 2 years ago, right down behind our property, and like I figured, once things started growing back up, the wildlife would be coming in and out of there, and they have been. Plus, this is just a beautiful ride in here. Everything gets leaves on it, and it cuts like a tunnel. It's like a natural tunnel. It's kind of cool. I got to come through and throw a few sticks out of the road, but for the most part, it's not too bad. We usually do that when the family comes up. It's a good few hours for the kids to walk the trails and throw brush and sticks. See what you can find and conjure up for fun. They enjoy it. Then it wears everyone out for a good nap. Alright, you can see out there, that's where they cleared. See what we got. That's where the road comes out from the little pond. It cuts through the middle of the circle. It's not quite the middle, but we call it the middle road. You can see how bumpy and it's full of rocks right here. That's the way the end of that road is. I'd like to have about 8 inches of gravel, about 8 feet wide, the whole way across all of this. That's what I'd like to do. Alright, where is it? This is a good area right here, going back and forth between in there and out in that cut-in, and it's all saplings now, so everything's like waist high at least. So they have good coverage out in there. They can go out there and hang pretty much all day. You'd be lucky to see them. Alright, let's get a couple more cameras. So our camp is behind me. We own a big triangle. 2 sides of the triangle is road, and one long part of the triangle goes from one road to the other. So we've been putting off, getting our lines cut and retagged, retaped. Well, these folks, this is one corner right here. I don't know if you can see all the orange in there or not, but and all the orange going, all the pink and orange going down through there. You probably can't see it on the camera, but we bought, there's 3 lots that butt each other on our back line. We bought this one, and they had it all surveyed and cut the line. Then somebody bought this middle one, and they cut this, so they had to mark the line. And my neighbor here, from here down to the corner, they're putting that place up for sale, I heard. So I see they've been in here marking the survey, and they're surveying it out, so they've marked this end of the line. So basically, between the 3 properties, they've all done the work for us. So I guess procrastination worked in our favor that time. But looks of it down there, we've got to go in and cut out some trees in the path. It's been awful blowdowns around here the last 3 or 4 years, but anyway, that's good news. Somebody's done, I don't know how far that is. It's, shit, I can't remember how far it is. Half a mile or something like that. So, yeah, that was nice of everybody to mark the property for us. Awesome. There's a few peepers out here, those. Wow. It's only like 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm gonna ride down here to the Heath and well, I call it the Heath Bog or whatever. See how much water's in here. I see somebody's been at this already. That's the other piece of property we bought. That abuts ours. That's the one that was already surveyed and marked. Wow. Listen to that. Holy cow. I hope you can hear that. I don't know if the phone's picking it up. Wow. I shut my four-wheeler off, but it's showing a code, so I don't dare to shut it off. In case I don't get it started again. See the big crane in there? It's probably too far away. A big crane just went through in the back and just settled down. Well, looks like they've kept this pretty clear of the beavers so far. Every few years they come back, try again. Beautiful. I'd like to have a camp sitting right on that. Wow, those guys are loud. Woo! I'll probably have to shut the window tonight so I can sleep. The road going into Katahdin View is my favorite of all the property. Any time of year, really. Sorry with the thumb. I gotta look for a camera coming out of here. I think I got one on the road going in. I can't remember. If you're not really looking, it's hard to find. Look at that view. Buddy Edwards done a hell of a job. Wow. There's Katahdin over there in the well, I've missed. Where is it? Right there. Still got snow on there. Another set of mountains over there that we didn't know were there before. Quite a lot further away, not as big. But beautiful spot in here if we ever get a little overnight place done. I think that's probably going to be a dream. It probably never happens, but we'll see. We have that much done. And that has to be torn up before we get started because it's been out to the weather for so long. Alright, let me get this card and then we'll head back to the camp. Man, my foot just sunk a little bit up here. There's still frost on the ground, believe it or not. Well, there's a hole under there where there used to be frost, I guess. Beautiful. This is probably 3 times the view we had before. Alright, I'm going to change this card and I'm going to call this a video. Tomorrow my carpenter's coming and hopefully we'll start filming some stuff and get some projects done. So he's going to do the work so I can do some filming this time. I'm going to be the hell's it called? The guy that goes and fetches everything, the gopher. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the outdoors and God bless America.